everyone. Hope you've had a wonderful week. The only announcement I have is that on April 3rd, we will be back in person at River Point Church, 203 Main Street. We hope we will see you there. We will also be doing a glow-in-the-dark Easter egg hunt after service. Service will start at 6 p.m. again on April 3rd, in person at River Point Church. I will also be doing some short Easter videos starting March 24th for your kiddos, so look for those. And I believe that's all the announcements I have. I hope everyone has a wonderful week, and here's Jensen with some music. Bye.
When darkness tries to roll over my boots and sorrow comes to steal the joy I own, when brokenness and pain are all I know, oh, I won't be shaken, oh, I won't be shaken, 'cause my fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. Shame no longer has a place to hide. I'm not captive to your lies. I'm not afraid to leave my past behind. Oh, I won't be shaken. Oh, I won't be shaken. 'Cause my fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. There's power that can break off every chain. There's power that can empty out the grave. There's resurrection power that can save. There's power in your name. There's power in your name. There's power that can break off every chain. There's power that can empty out the grave. There's resurrection power that can save. There's power in your name. There's power in your name. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love. My fear doesn't stand a chance when I stand in your love.
Hey everybody, hope you've had a good week and glad you've chosen to tune in today. And we're really excited about being with you guys in person at River Point beginning April 3rd. We're really looking forward to that. But until then, we'll continue with these videos. So here we go. I don't know about you guys, but with the warmer weather and the sun shining over the past few days, the grass is beginning to green up just a little bit. I've really kind of gotten into the spring fever mode. You know, I'm ready to get out in the garden and break some ground and work the soil and prepare it for spring planting. And that's kind of going to be our topic for today and next week as well. Thinking about spring and not just a season of spring, but more particularly spiritually in our hearts and how that relates to us. I'm going to read a couple of passages. One's going to be coming from Song of Solomon, chapter 2, and then we're going to look at a verse in the book of Hosea, chapter 10. And so let's begin with Song of Solomon, chapter 2, verses 10 to 13. I want you to really kind of lean in close and listen very intently and see if you can pick up on the spring topic. My beloved responded and said to me, Arise, my darling, my beautiful one, and come along. For behold, the winter is past. The rain is over and gone. The flowers have already appeared in the land. The time has arrived for pruning the vines, and the voice of the turtle dove has been heard in our land. The fig tree has ripened its figs, and the vines in blossom have given forth their fragrance. Arise, my darling, my beautiful one, and come along. And so we kind of get the picture here in this passage that winter's over. You know, the cold, dark, long, and sometimes hard and difficult season of winter is past, and spring is here. The birds are chirping, the grass is greener, the temperatures are warmer, the sunshine, and it's an invitation, you know, to come and see and experience spring and all its beauty and wonder. And when you think about this passage from more of a spiritual perspective rather than an earthly, seasonal perspective, you get the idea that this is God's invitation to come. Come and see. Come and experience. Come and enjoy all that's coming alive, you know, during the springtime. And so thinking about that, you know, maybe you've come through a hard season of winter. It's been long, it's been cold, it's been dark, maybe even lonely. It's been difficult. And so this is God's invitation to you in this spiritual springtime to come along and begin to see and hear the signs of spring. And it begins within your heart. And, you know, coming from a agricultural background, being a farmer, you know, I know that with spring comes work. And you have to do some preparation, prepare the soil, get it ready for planting. And so let me read another verse from the book of Hosea, chapter 10. And verse 12. You know, before you can get out in your garden and put your seeds in the ground, or your transplant your plants, or whatever you're going to plant, there has to be some preparatory work. So listen to this one verse in Hosea chapter 10 and verse 12. Sow with a view to righteousness, reap in accordance with kindness. We're going to talk more about sowing next week, but today we're going to talk about preparing the soil just a little bit. And so sow with a view to righteousness, reap in accordance with kindness, and here it is. It's a biggie. Break up your fallow ground. For it is time to seek the Lord until he comes to rain righteousness on you. And so again, it's God's invitation to you. Come along. Come and see. Come and taste. Come and experience everything that spring has to offer from a spiritual perspective. And so before we can even think about sowing seed, and in this case, good seed, seeds that are righteous, we have to break up our fallow ground. And where is that fallow ground? Well, it's in our hearts and in our minds. And sometimes it's easy to slip into a pattern to where winter is really the only season we experience spiritually in our lives, because of all the negative and the bitterness and the dark places that are in our hearts and in our minds. And that's our fallow ground that gets hard and cold and compacted to where you're really unable to plant anything in it, because it needs to be tilled and worked and broke up and loosened so that we can begin to put good seed in that soil, which will produce good produce for our lives and for the lives of those around us as well. And so I want you to think about what's in your heart and what's in your mind. What have you been doing this past winter with your time, your energy, your thoughts, your efforts? What have you been watching? What have you been listening to? What have been the words that have been coming out of your mouth this past winter? And ask yourself the question, is my heart my soul, and my mind my soul hard and compacted? Does it need to be worked up so that I can sow good seed and really experience the spring that God has for me? Love you guys. Hope you have a good week.